All right, everybody, welcome back to another Money Moves. My name's John Cleaver. I'm your host, and the awesome Wendy Lee is actually taking a sabbatical week this week. Actually, she's doing some training with some power women out in, I believe, North Carolina. So I've got the solo show today, but we're going to pick up the conversation we had a couple weeks ago in regards to Generation Z. I met a young lady that watches our show in Georgia. And she said the show's great, but I'd really love to see something on Generation Z. So with Wendy being out today, and we just did that Gen Z show 2 weeks ago, I am picking up our guest, who happens to be a Gen Z himself. I know him very well. I've known him for all 24 years of his life. He's also in the business with me on the financial side. Max Cleaver, money coach, based here in Chattanooga. So Max, how are you doing today?
Doing pretty good. Pretty good. Very excited.
Good deal. Awesome. Well, I'm glad to have you here. And so we're going to be picking up the conversation about Generation Z. So I thought, what a great time to get somebody from Generation Z, because you hear a lot of things about I can't afford this or this is trouble. And I know I'm Gen X, right? And we're a little gruff, a little bit of a whatever, suck it up, buttercup kind of approach to life. But obviously, some things are going on in the economy and things like that, and it's a challenge when you look at how much houses have increased. And you're 24, so you're getting to that age where you're probably going to start thinking about settling down and getting the home and stuff like that. So it's a challenge. And so I thought, hey, he watched the show we had a couple weeks ago, so let's pick up the conversation and get your perspective. So as far as overall, just kind of general terms, Max, is it really a challenge, as much of a challenge as you hear Gen Z talk about, or what's going on? What are your thoughts? You're in it.
Yeah, I'd say, some aspect of it, but I feel like the main issue comes to like a lack of financial literacy, because I think the number is about 26 now. 26 states require a personal finance class in high school, which is, it's only half of the country. So I feel like that's a big loss of translation and understanding that's missed out in Gen Z.
Yeah, I think so. And especially when you look at yes, it's a personal finance course, but a lot of it's extremely basic, which, don't get me wrong, something's better than nothing. But it's one of those challenges that it's like, does it really deliver? Is it teaching them? And that's one of the things I've said about school. Obviously, you went to college, I went to college, your siblings went to college. But anymore, college is one of those things that, are they really teaching you anything? And even in high school, you could teach about entrepreneurship. There's one of the things I always talk about. There's so many ways to make money out there, but just understanding, the basics of finance. How do I grow wealth? How do I buy a house? How do I manage my money? How do I be intentional about my money through budgeting and things like that? But I would agree with you. I think that's definitely one of the big things